Hughes Raytheon, by the time I left, was really the amalgamation of 4 different missile businesses. And so there was a huge mix of people. We had very different cultures. Just even the engineering and manufacturing mix was the first time we were all together. And we had such a huge job to grow the business. I mean, it was hard. We were forced to consolidate because the business was in such bad shape. When you had to solve a problem or when something wasn't going your way, they were table pounders, they yelled at each other, and you'd get into meetings and the decibel level was just huge. When you really leave a meeting when it's not happening, I mean, you get back in your office, you shut that door, and you're really honest with yourself, you know it's because you weren't communicating right, you weren't focused on the right issues, personality got in the way, opinion got in the way, you weren't working towards one goal. And you know that as a leader. You just don't know how to change it. It's that we weren't solving problems. We were just piling on. And it got so bad, I was thinking of quitting. You know that old expression, no change, no change, no change. You can just try harder, have more meetings, you know, dress it up any way you want. It doesn't change. It was clear to me right away that Arbinger, by getting people to focus on what you can do to make others succeed, had an accelerator effect that I was personally very excited about as the leader of the business. That was a tough limb for me to go out on as a woman in the defense industry who had primarily men work for her, tough men. Because I had to believe so clearly that this was not some soft skill, soft sort of thing, because that is the last thing as a female leader running a missile business that I needed or wanted. We exposed or trained people deeply in the organization, even through our represented or hourly folks. So we went very, very deep within the organization. It's not just casual interface. It's very rich, hard work. It's that focus on success, the result, the answer, in a way that focuses on others, that is so accelerating that culture moves around it. Arbinger is not about training. It's about exposure to a concept. And you as a leader have to think deeply about it, okay? But then you have to practice it. You have to work at it. And that's the beauty of having a team around you that is exposed to it and that is trying to practice it at the same time. Because it's a growing thing. You don't just wake up one day and work at A-level Arbinger, okay? You grow with it, you practice with it, you develop it, you learn it. And it had huge impact on union negotiations, how we held meetings, how we communicated, huge difference. When we first started to really use an Arbinger approach to develop our goals for the organization, it probably took us a day when we first started. Eventually we got down to half a day. Eventually we did it in 1 hour. 20 people collaboratively in a room in the course of 1 hour would come up with complex goals for a $6 billion business that were about every piece of the organization succeeding. It was, nobody believed you could do it. Nobody. Now what you do with those other 7 hours, that's where you leave the other group behind. You leave the competition in the dust. It's fabulous. We doubled the business in a time when people didn't even think we could grow 5%. And just the human way we communicated with each other, to me, was critical. Did we still have problems? Yes. Did we make every milestone? No. Could we solve and move forward technical problems in a way that we never could before? Absolutely. Answers came to things in how to interface with subcontractors or suppliers that we'd been working literally for years to figure out. It's again one of those things that people say it was magic. And some people say it can never be repeated again, and they're wrong. Because it was a way we went about it. They're just hard work in the right way.